Hi guys, this is Danielle. How you guys doing? Well, one thing I would like to discuss today is domestic violence. Now, for those of you guys who don't know me or have never seen my page before, I am on Facebook under Hazelnut Sugar. I am on Instagram under DAugust22. I am on Tumblr DAugust221. And I am on Twitter. It's just a long name I don't remember. And I am on YouTube under Hazelnut Sugar as well. But as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, and me being an advocate for domestic violence, it's extremely important and it's extremely crucial that people understand domestic violence. Okay? Domestic violence have different stages to it. Okay, a lot of you guys just preach about the whole physical stages. There's also the mental, there's also the emotional abuse that goes along with it. Okay, it's not always necessarily physically fighting. There's also the put downs and the low self-esteems, like, you have 2 kids and who's going to want to be with you, or the you too fat, who's ever going to want to talk to you, or whoever's going to want to be with you, or the you better make sure you get home at a certain time, or the constant calling, or the constant popped up, or the constant trying to figure out where you at all times and trying to keep tabs on you. There are different signs of domestic violence. Let's not get it twisted. Okay, there's a lot of us who may not understand exactly what is domestic violence. So I'm going to sum it up for you. Domestic violence is basically the power of control. That is all it is. Basically, someone's controlling you. Okay? Your every move, everything that you're trying to do, they have to be in the loop about every single thing. Okay? Now, to some of you women, you might think it's beautiful. You might think it's awesome that you have somebody to look out for you or care for you, or whichever kind of way that you put into your mind that this person care about you, when in actuality sometimes it could just be that you as the woman or the man, because it could happen either way, you can just be broken, or you can have low self-esteem. Okay, and you just think that by being in a relationship, this is normal, this is how we're supposed to be, this is how we're supposed to act. It is not normal. Let me say it again. It is not normal for another human being to have control over you. Your every move, your every actions, your whole entire being. It is not normal. It is not right. Okay? And I'm speaking directly to those who are currently in a relationship and they feel like that's what it is, or to those who seem to not be able to get away from their abuser. Let me advise you guys, there is help out there, but the outside can't help you. And when I say the outsiders can't help you, in the sense of counselors can't help you, your family members can't help you, doctors, lawyers can't help you if you don't talk to us about it. So if you don't open your mouth and say, listen, this such and such is abusing me, okay, there's nobody that could come and save you. The only person who can save you is you. You're the only person who can save yourself. You're the only one who can save yourself. So I say that to say this. Oftentimes, there's a lot of women, you work together and things of that sort. You don't know what's the other woman going through. Hell, you don't know what half of them are going through. You guys just work together. Y'all don't know each other's lives outside of work. You guys don't know what's going on. Okay? And that seems to be a little bit of a problem when there's always one that's constantly being picked on. Constantly, it's basically the one that people always want to put the weight on and things of that sort. You guys have to be mindful. Please be mindful. Everybody got issues. Not everybody bring their issues to work, but everybody has issues. Okay? Before you quit to throw that stone, make sure that your garden is clean. Before you quit to talk that shit about somebody else, make sure that your back door is clean. Okay? Because we quit the gossip, we quit to talk shit, we quit to bring another man or woman down, and we failed to realize that, guess what? We got issues of our own, we got problems of our own. You know, we're not perfect. Last time I checked, ain't none of us perfect. But if you know of someone who's in a relationship, okay, and who is dealing with this, please, I advise you, please allow them to seek help. Because they're not going to get better with you calling them just to check up on them. They're not going to get better with you saying words as, girl, you're going to get through it. It's going to be all right. Everything's going to fall in place. God don't give you more than you can handle. Yes, those are uplifting words of encouragement to say. But again, you are not the one that's going to bed getting beat. You're not the one that has to walk into the household and hear the arguments and feel like you're walking on eggshells and not knowing what exactly is going to set your abuser off. You are not the one that has to deal with that and at the same time have to see your children crying. If you have kids, with all the pressures of everything else of society, the least amount of things that you don't want to deal with is that. So for the ladies who, or men who are in this type of situation, get out. Get help. And get it soon. Because truth of the matter is, you might not make it to tell your story. You might not make it to speak to someone else. You might not make it to pull someone else out. And it's difficult when someone, you know, it's almost like our parents. When we were younger and they were telling us, you know, simple things. Don't put your hand on the stove. And curiosity kicks in and, you know, we want to put our hands on the stove. We want to see what it's about. And we go ahead and we put our hands on the stove, on a hot stove, and we get burned. And you hear that sizzle, that same sizzle that you hear when you cramping your hair, you flat ironing your hair, and it's a little bit wet, and you hear that sizzle. So that sizzle is also what's on your hands, okay? And every time you see the stove hot or it's red, you learn not to touch it. And this time you're going to hold true to what it is because you already touched it before. Before your parents had already advised you not to touch it. Okay? You can't constantly sit there doing the I need a friend spill. In other words, you get into a domestic dispute. You call your homegirl up. Hey, you crying. She's panicking. The homegirl's panicking. What's wrong? What's going on? You're like, oh, you know, he hit me again. Or you tell her the whole story about what happened. And then now it's like, girl, you're going to be all right. Just go in the bathroom, put some powder, you know, take a shower, put some powder on your eyes. You're going to be all right. Drink some tea and go to bed. But how many times you think you're going to keep giving her the same response over and over again? And of course, on her end, you're going to hear, I love this man, or I love this woman, or what have you. Okay, you're going to hear that constantly. But after a while, you as a friend have to be like, well, how much of this spill we got to keep going through? How many times I got to keep telling you the same thing? And at the same time, you keep telling me that you're going to leave him, but you never do. Or you're going to leave her, but you never do. So why keep calling me about the same situation? Okay? A lot of friends go wrong because you think that you can't report it. Okay? AKA, y'all don't want certain people in your business. Okay? Y'all don't want people to know what's going on. Y'all don't want people to you know, y'all don't want to bring, y'all know the words, I can't say it, but you know, y'all don't want to bring those people into your business. But what I don't understand is, if I can't bring those people into the business, then who exactly is going to be there when she can't pick up that phone? And who exactly is going to be there when she's 6 feet in that grave? Or when he's 6 feet in that grave? Some of the things you guys really have to wake up. Just because people not talking, you see her come to work every single day, covered up in bruises, but hiding them with clothing. hiding them, but you know something's wrong. You know, some people, when you ask them how you doing, they say fine. And you know good and damn well they ain't fine, but you're not trying to be persistent. You're not trying to push more of that fine button. You're trying to leave it to where it's at because you're like, that's their business, that's not yours. That's the problem with society today and friendships and communities. If you keep going on with that nonsense mentality, if that's their business, not yours, you ain't gonna have a friend. You ain't gonna have a coworker. Well, all you really had to do was just listen to whatever she said, she or he said, offer the advice you could offer, and then granted, it's going to be a cycle within itself. So it's always going to be a cycle. Girl, I'm going to leave him. When? And that when, you never know when to win, because you never know when exactly it's going to happen. But as a friend, you're going to reach that point where you're going to get so sick and tired of having the conversations to the point you're going to be like, listen, if you can't take care of the situation, I'm going to help you out. Okay? Guys, we need to wake up. Too many people are going through these type of things, and there's not like there's no help out there. There is help out there. People just don't want the masses in their business. But truth of the matter is, you don't have a problem with the masses being in your business when you applying for assistance. So what I don't understand is, why is it that when it's something else dealing with a domestic dispute, nobody want to talk about it? Nobody want to say what exactly it is, what exactly is going on. No, we're going to brush those things under the rug. You know, that's their business. That's not our problem. That's their issue. That's not ours. But then when you don't have that friend to call on anymore, what you going to do then? And when you sitting there kissing their mom at their funeral, and their family, what you gonna do then? What you gonna say? The amount of guilt to have to deal with. And granted, it's not your fault of what's happening, but you're gonna sit there and say to yourself, if only ... Whatever your if only meant. If only she would have listened. If only he would have stayed. If only she would have called 911. If only she would have sought the counselor. If only. Guys, we're in 2017. It's time. Stop being in relationships that are not benefiting you or making you better. Stop being with someone if all they doing is complaining, bringing you down. That's not a healthy relationship. Stop being with someone, he got problems at work, so we're trying to work it out. He got the problem.